So this brother that will be coming to speak to us today, brothers and sisters, this brother he's a part of that lineage.
Yes, sir.
He is an example of the impeccable record of taking on the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and shining like the light that he's named after, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
His name is Nuri. Nuri in the Quran, or Nur in the Quran, means the light.
That's right.
And everywhere this brother teaches, he teaches all over the country, brothers and sisters. In my humble opinion, he's one of the best teachers in the world.
Yes, sir.
Because when you can thoroughly teach supreme wisdom, then you are one of the best in the world at teaching anything. Because supreme means it is the best.
That's right.
And if you can teach the supreme wisdom thoroughly, then you are qualified to be in those rankings of one of the best teachers in the world. So brothers and sisters, when our brother comes to this rostrum today, he's coming with a message to not only entertain us, to not only make us feel good like an entertainer or athlete, not only give us a shot for a moment, but he's coming with a teaching, brothers and sisters, that came from God Almighty himself, and that was transferred through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that they have become examples of what we can become, brothers and sisters. So when this brother comes to the rostrum today and begins to teach, he's teaching a teaching that is designed to make us into gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
And surely we want to become what we are by nature, is that right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
It's one thing to become a great athlete or a great entertainer. That's a small, that's the very minute expression of our true ability, brothers and sisters. But what our brother has to offer us today through a word has the opportunity to begin to take us through the process of becoming gods and goddesses. See, in the book of Romans, it says, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of our minds.
Yes, sir.
So if we've been getting the same thing and we've been getting the same results, then our minds are stuck on the same thing. But yet, if our minds are going to be renewed, that means a new teaching has to come to give us new results.
Yes,
and our brother has a new teaching that has come to a people that really need new results. So with no further delay, brothers and sisters, we have that brother that's about to bring that new teaching to our mind from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Please give our brother a thunderous warm round of applause. Student minister.
Please be seated. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that irregardless to land, to language, to label, to creed, class, color, race, religion, or ritual, that there is but one God. We thank that one true and living God for 4,000 years ago giving us the great prophet named Moses and the book that God revealed through Moses called the Torah, or the Old Testament. We thank him for 2,000 years ago blessing us with the great one Jesus and the book called the Gospel, or the New Testament. And we are thankful to Allah for 1,400 years ago raising up this wonderful messenger named Muhammad in Arabia that gave us that great revelation of the Holy Quran.
Yes, sir.
However, I'm a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
And I can never thank Allah, God, the Supreme Being, enough for not only giving us Moses, the Torah, Jesus, and the Gospel, Muhammad, and the Holy Quran, but I'm thankful that he decided to come and seek and save us himself in the person of a man named Master Farad Muhammad.
That's right.
And we thank him for that one for traveling 9,000 miles from the holy city of Mecca and raising up in our midst the greatest human being that I've ever come to know, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
And we thank the two of them today for blessing us in this modern time with a man that is the spiritual combination of the DNA of both Master Farad Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that man that I speak of today is the one that we affectionately call the last man standing.
That's right.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
It's in the names, brothers and sisters, that I greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
Y'all mind if I come a little closer up? Because this is a little too far back. And I guess we didn't pay enough money to get all the lights turned on in here. We had to up better kick in a little extra or something so we get all the lights on in the building. But whether or not we have the adequate light in the room that comes from a switch that borrows juice from electricity or not, we intend to bring the light of God.
That's right.
That does not depend upon Duke Energy or any other light company to provide it with its juice, but it has fuel coming straight from the Lord of the world.
Go ahead.
Today, brothers and sisters, we wanted to take up for a brief moment a subject titled Do for Self, from begging to building. I don't know if you have noticed this or not, but for a long time, no matter where you go in America or anywhere in the world, when you come among black people, poor people, or oppressed people, whenever we are in our sidebar conversations in the beauty shop, barber shop, and on the porch, kitchen table, etc., every time you talk to black people, poor people, or oppressed people anywhere in the world, we always say in our conversation that things need to change.
That's right.
However, we've been saying that for the last 400 years.
Right.
If we've been aware that things need to change for 400 years, yet things have not changed from our praying, from our hoping, from our wishing, from our singing, then maybe there needs to be a little bit more going on than wishing and walking, preaching and praying. Maybe it's time for us to plan and begin to work to produce something that we can bring about that change.
There you go.
God says in the book of Revelations, that closing chapter, he says that when he comes, that he will make all things new.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That would mean if God is going to make all things new, then the supreme being is dissatisfied with everything.
That's right.
Come on, please. He didn't say he's going to make all things new except for the Pentecostal movement.
Right.
He's going to make all things new except for democracy.
Right.
He's going to make all things new except for the synagogue.
Come on.
He didn't say it's going to make all things new except for socialism or communism. If God himself is saying when he comes, he's going to make not some, not most, but what? All things new, then he has to be dissatisfied with democracy.
That's right.
Dissatisfied with communism.
Yes,
dissatisfied with socialism. Dissatisfied with the church, the mosque, synagogue, temple, cloister, and all religion put together.
Right.
Otherwise, he would have said he's going to make everything new except for Christianity.
Right.
Everything new except for Islam.
Right.
Everything new except for Judaism. But God didn't say he's leaving none of it intact.
Right.
He said he's going to make what?
All.
Not some, not most, but what?
All.
All things new.
Yes, sir.
Most of the systems that exist are not even qualified to wear the name that they use.
Come on. Right.
This what you call Christianity shouldn't even be called Christianity.
Come on.
It really should be called churchianity.
Yes, sir.
Because it has more white supremacy and paganism inserted in it than it has the teachings of Jesus.
Yes, sir.
This that they call in the world Islam shouldn't even be called Islam.
Come on.
It should be called Islam. Because it has Arab culture.
Yes, sir.
Sexism.
Go ahead.
Integrated inside of the religion. So the pristine principles of Islam taught by the Prophet 1400 years ago are far removed from the way Islam is expressed today.
Yes, sir.
You shouldn't even call it Judaism.
Go ahead.
As Judah was the great grandson of Abraham. And Abraham is the father of the righteous, the father of all prophets, the father of monotheism, and the friend of God.
Yes, sir.
And Judah, being in his bloodline, would be a direct descendant of a messenger of God.
Yes, sir.
Yet when you study Judaism today, there's more Talmud in Judaism than there is the Torah.
Right.
What is the Talmud?
Come on, man.
The Talmud is racist Jews that have inserted white supremacy inside of sayings and culture and integrated it in with the teachings of Moses. So when you accept Judaism you're not accepting the book of Exodus, Genesis, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. You're accepting a part of that, but you're accepting a whole lot of remixed versions. When you accept Islam, you're not just accepting the 5 pillars of Islam, which is number 1, to believe in Allah and all the prophets.
Right.
To believe in Allah, the one God, and all revealed words that came from all of the prophets. You didn't hear what I just said. Most people think that if you accept Islam, you gonna lose Jesus.
Right.
No, when you accept Islam, you don't lose Jesus, you just gain Muhammad. Because in Islam, we do not believe in one messenger above another messenger. We believe in all of the prophets and all of the revealed word that came from every last one of them. And we make no distinctions among any of them. So as a Muslim, yes, we believe in Muhammad and the Holy Quran. But we also believe in Jesus and the gospel. Muhammad, we accept Hud, we accept Salih, we accept Shua, we accept Yusuf, but we also accept Noah, Abraham, Job, Moses. We believe in not just the Quran prophets, but we believe in the New Testament prophets, the Old Testament prophets, and then the other prophets is not in none of the books. Because there's been over 24,000 prophets that have walked this earth in the last 6,000 years, but you can't read about that many in either Bible or the Quran. No, we as Muslims believe in Jesus. The only difference between us is that we believe in the right Christ and not the white Christ. It don't matter what color Jesus was.
Come on.
Well, it mattered to somebody. That's right. Because they made him up in the color the Bible said he was.
Right.
Did not the Bible say in the book of Revelations that Jesus had hair like lamb's wool?
Yes, sir.
And feet like brass that had been burned in the oven?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you have lamb's wool, that's not stringy straight hair.
Right.
That's kinky nappy hair.
Right.
That's not the hair on the white man. That's black people's hair.
Right.
And if you have feet like brass that has been burned in an oven, brass starts off brown already, don't it? And if you put fire on brown brass, burnished brass becomes black.
Right.
Another verse said he had the complexion like that of an olive.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? The olives are green, purple, or black. We know it wasn't green or purple.
Come on.
So Jesus must have been black.
Right.
Another verse said he had the complexion like that of jasper or sardine stone. Jasper and sardine stone are black or brown stones. Y'all, somebody getting sensitive right now. You want your white Jesus on?
Yeah.
Well, I got news for you. That white Jesus is not the white Jesus.
Go ahead.
That white Jesus is really Michelangelo's cousin. I got news for you. That image that you're looking at of Mary,
Go ahead.
that Caucasian woman, that's not the real Mary.
Go ahead.
That Mary that they've given us is really an image of Michelangelo's mother.
Right.
The real Mary and the real Jesus were black people. Yeah, I said they were black people. You go home and type in Google the Pope and the Black Madonna. And if you Google Pope and the Black Madonna, you're going to find images of the head of Christianity in his private chambers, where he's bowing to a statue or image of Mary and Jesus, and every time you see the Pope with Mary and Jesus, it's a black woman and a little black baby. See, they know something that they don't want to teach us.
Right.
Did you know that the enemy knows that the only way you can be a slave to them is if you know less than they know?
Right.
You're not hearing me. If you know what your master knows, you can be a slave